Huh, I guess we weren't going live. Now we are. Hey, there we go.
Diamond, you back?
You know, one
Yep,
way to
back.
one way to kill a live stream audience is just like me, just keep on fucking it up until like
Oh, please. You're learning to live
not
stream.
really
It's all good.
working. um, so that might be something you're going to request of Bisbee Sharp, of maybe some names of some other people, or maybe some survivors.
Yeah, give me a minute to noodle on this, but I think that's an interesting idea. Is where else would these drugs be used, and what else were they used for, and who would those people be? Now, her mother was treated for heavy metal poisoning, which is why it turned into magnetic powers. If different expected mothers were being treated for different things, it would tend to lead to other power sets.
Yep, and that would have dovetailed into the vaccination program that was rolled out of Ponsville that the labs beneath there were responsible for. So vaccines, pregnant moms, you see where this is going.
We've arrived at the set of scanners. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here's my question for you.
Yep.
Did she volunteer? Was she volunteering for things and was misled, or was she kidnapped?
So she was
detained.
She was in dire straits and was likely to die from having metal poisoning. And it was one of those, we're going to try this and it might work. So she volunteered for experimental treatment because she knew she was dead anyway.
Okay. So she never would have been in Ponsville. She would have probably been followed up with by people posing to be something that they weren't, when they were really tied to whatever that operation was called underneath there that spawned that Congress of Truth.
Right.
But now that we're in the entryway of the DeMarco mansion, in this vast hall, high ceiling, doors to either side of you. Directly ahead is another set of double doors. There's a balcony above that must be part of the second floor, though all you see is a short section of balcony. Is there stairs there that you see as well? And it can only be the Black Palace, because it's someone who looks like this,
Hang on a sec. I gotta make you major screen. Got him. Okay.
They do that too. So this dude can only be the Black Paladin. He's got a crow on his shoulder. There's a few flying around him. There are on the ground beneath him is milling about is 6 people, disheveled, unkept looking, kind of moaning, milling about aimlessly. And then what's much more, I think, disturbing is there's 4 growling hounds. Yeah, there's stairs on each side of the room, and that's where 2 big old hounds with flaming eyes. They're black, slathering foam, and they're striding down the stairs, slowly padding, like 2 per stair. And the Black Paladin addresses you from up above. How dare you violate my sanctum in the midst of important work? You have certainly sealed your doom by treading upon my domain.
And Olympian will kind of clear his throat, and he'll be like, "I don't know how many times a villain has said that to me. I think I've lost count at this point."
So, Black, can I call you Black? I think we could probably negotiate this, and we don't need to drop your house on you, because last time someone said that to this man, he dropped a house on him. Maybe we can negotiate. What do you think?
I think you're fools for meddling in my affairs, and it'll be a pleasure to bathe in your blood.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well.
But fortunately for you, I have matters of great import. Flee now, and be lucky that I do not claim your souls for the servants of hell this day.
And he's up on the balcony, right?
Yep. And the dogs now are at the bottom of the stairs, and the 6 aimless milling people, as soon as the Black Paladin starts speaking to you, are like all staring at you, vacant-eyed, and they're drooling too.
I'm going to pull all of the nails out of the balcony he's standing on, and hopefully I want to hit the zombie types with them. I'm going to literally pull all the nails for you and use them as projectiles.
Okay. That means we're dropping into combat time, so we'll be rolling initiative, so everyone needs to announce what they're doing. I got Metal, you're ripping nails out of the balcony?
I am.
Olympian, what are you doing? What do you want to do?
So you said that there's like dog guards near us, right? Like coming towards us?
Yeah, they descended the stairs that lead up to this balcony that the Black Paladin is standing on. Where does the balcony go? There's doors behind him that lead somewhere in the second floor.
I would like to do a multi-attack and do like a ground pound and like kind of fly up and then just like smash down in the middle of them.
Okay. And I know, Olympian, you rolled for initiative, but you're missing an opportunity for the increasing your initiative if you need to because of the spending of hero points.
Thank you.
Because the Black Paladin is going to slap down some hero points because he's invested in going first.
I'm going to spend.
So he's spending 10 hero points on his initiative roll.
I'm also going to spend 10 points on my hero points then.
So I'm not spending points, but I rolled a 5. I have a total of 28.
Okay, let me roll for Black Paladin. He's got a base initiative of 24. He's adding 10 to it. So he's at 34. He's at 39.
Okay.
Let me gotta mark these off. So he's got a 39. Olympian, you've got a 38.
Yep.
You ended up with a 38. And Metal, where are you sitting at?
Yeah, I got a 28.
20.
Man, I'm getting used to going first. I'm last here.
Mm-hmm. He flings his mace at you like a projectile. Of course, any automatic actions can be taken at the beginning of the combat round if anyone's putting up protective powers.
Oh yeah.
That's a free action there, and you can take a total of 3 actions. One of them can be a dice action. Only one of them can be a movement action, and so you can take 3 to 2 auto actions. He's flinging his mace, as I said. I might as well just roll it out because he's going first. Adding value. pretty beefy. Okay, his acting value is going to be 10.
So
What's
who's he
your dex,
throwing it at? The
Mettle?
Olympian?
No,
What'd
you.
you say?
Oh, he's throwing it at me. Okay.
Oh,
Yep, because you took the first offensive action. You went,
Yep.
and started, whatever your powers look like,
Yep.
there's going to be at least be a little bit of noise. So yeah, who's got a 10 against your what? The physical attack projectile.
So my opposing is 7.
7. Okay, he needs a 9 or better. I get an 11, so that's 1 column shift.
My resistance is 11 because I have my force shield up.
It's 1 column shift, so no knockback, but you take 7 points of physical damage.
7 points. Holy
Yammo!
What was his effect?
Crackling.
Yep.
Large.
Yep. Mettle is knocked through the back wall, although that's not enough to be fatal. That does enough damage that takes her out of the battle.
She just went down, Olympian. It's your action.
Oh yeah. At that point, yeah, I'm changing that action, and yeah, the Black Paladin has my full undivided attention, as like he will basically at full force. He says, "I think you can take it, big guy," and he will charge him at full speed. And I am dropping. Shoot, I got hero points to spend. I'm dropping 10 on this.
Okay, and that's the 10 goes on to. I was hoping I could get away from the rule book tonight. I was just seeing if there's a charge maneuver that I should be aware of.
There is,
But
yeah.
if not,
So a charging attack, the EV is the APs of movement, and as long as his physical resistance is higher than his speed, he won't be hurt himself. So his physical resistance is 15, his speed is 11. He won't be hurt, but his acting value becomes his effect value becomes 11.
okay, and his acting value would be his.
Whatever he has, his martial arts, his dex, something like that.
But that's interesting. That's not going to be as strong as if he just like
Oh yeah, like the thing is, like he's
runs up to him and smashes him,
yeah,
right?
pretty much. Yeah,
Like,
he's pretty
So
much.
if he's stronger than he is fast, he's going to have more effect value by not doing a charging attack. He may be charging, but a charging attack is for people who are faster than they are strong.
Yeah. So that's what I'm taking it as. He's doing a straight up attack. But Diamond, you've explained it very well. What you're doing.
like it's just for theatrical, like he's blasted towards him, but like he's just taking an attack, a full frontal attack.
Well, bam. Okay. He has an enchanted shield with the power reflection deflection.
Oh,
I don't know. No. I don't think that applies here. That doesn't apply here. No. He gets a bonus when using a block maneuver. He's going to try to block you. He can't. He can't do that because he's already taken his dice action for the turn.
Yep.
So he can't try to block you. He's just going to have to rely on... what's he got for skills? What's he's going to be using against you? Martial arts of 8. So your attack is against an 8. What's your dex?
7, and I'm putting 10 behind this.
You're putting 10 behind it. You're
Mhm.
throwing 10. I got to randomly decide what he's going to throw down. Okay. He is pulling 17 out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 17 from that. Okay. So if his martial arts was an 8, he's spending. I'm seeing you need a 15 or better to hit.
All right, I am rolling now. My dice roller ain't working on my phone. Let me, when in doubt, dice roll it out on the 2. Oh, don't hit.
Yep. Okay. We're on another round of initiative. And Metal, you are down, huh? So he's feeling pretty good about shit right now. The Black Paladin is not going to spend any hero points on his initiative yet. Are you going to, Olympian?
I'm gonna spend. How much is he going on?
He's not spending any. He's just rolling.
I am going
with his
to
base
be
initiative. He's just rolling a d10.
You know what? I got hero points. I might as well spend them. I'm gonna use 5 of my hero points, and I have a 23. And plus that's so 23, 24, 25, 26, yeah, 28. 28. Another 28.
And then you get to roll a d10 and add it to it as well. Did you do that?
Oh, okay. I did the initial roll first. I just add the 5 to it.
Okay. You got that. So he topped out. He rolled his highest of 34. So he's going first, and he teleports down onto the floor, and his mace flies back in his hand. And he tells you, your fallen comrade will make a worthy sacrifice. I still offer you the chance to leave.
And Olympia's goes like, not a chance.
Okay.
So Olympian blasted him. I dropped for a minute there. What happened with it?
He missed.
Oh God. Okay.
Olympian missed, and then Black Paladin just teleported down onto the floor, and the mace flew him back into his hand. And he said that your body, Metal, would make a fitting sacrifice in payment for this intrusion, and that he still is giving Olympian just this one last chance to leave. Leave your unconscious body and he can go. And Olympian refused.
So, being that was a hit like cannon fire, did I get blown out the door? Am I lying in the hallway? How's that work?
Yeah, I guess we'll throw you out right out the door and onto the ground. Outside.
Okay.
Down the steps. Onto the gravel driveway.
Well, I recover extremely quickly, but in combat rounds, it might as well be forever, right?
Yep. And so, Olympian, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna I have 29 hero points left, and I do not want to be in combat with this magic guy for too long. So I'm gonna drop 15, which puts me down to 14 hero points, and I am going to make my roll, which I will post.
Okay, hold on. Before you make your roll, I gotta decide what this guy's gonna do. if he's going to do anything. No, he's a very arrogant person. He's going to stick with using his martial arts. Or no, now he can block. Now he can block because he's reserved his action. He did his movement action. He hasn't taken a dice action. So blah 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 block. Where's my block? Maneuver. I've got the first edition DC Heroes Game Master stream.
Nice.
It doesn't have the block maneuver. The block maneuver on it though. It's not a combat maneuver.
No, it's not in the first. It's not in the first edition. They had to try and explain Wonder Woman later.
Yep. Okay. So his shield gives him 2 to his dex, so that's 9. And then he gets 2 column shifts in his favor because he's magical. Okay, I got his opposing values in the 13, 15, and you dropped 15 on your dex?
Yep. 15 to
So what's that give you? What's your total right now?
My total right now, since I did the roll, is basically
No, not the roll. No, your acting value. When you add 10 to your 15 to your acting value, what is it? Your dexterity. With your attack.
It's 7.
7. So 7 plus 15 brings you to 25.
7 plus 15. 7 plus 15 is 22, right?
22. Okay, 22. And what did I say? He's a 79. You need to get a 5 or better. 5 or better to hit.
I got basically 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The results is in the game section roll.
You got 3 column shifts.
Boom.
3 column shifts. So you knock them through the doors that are behind them on the second floor that go into a hallway. Your effect value is your strength at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And his body with his armor is 14. And I said you got 3 column shifts?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. He goes flying through the doors that lead into the hallway. You hear another crash as he probably smashes through the other side of the wall in the hallway. And you do not hear his arrogant voice from where you're standing. And the black hounds howl in anger, and they're going to rush at you.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 of them. The 6 listless people, they've lost all, like they dropped to the ground like puppets, like they were puppets on a string, and they're motionless. But the dogs are going to be attacking. So it's another initiative roll. They don't have any hero points to spend. So in their initiative.
All right.
I'm going to roll yours. Their final is 20. What is your initiative?
30. Isaac.
30, you go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the multi. Like I'm gonna try, like, as he sees them, he is just going to lift up his hands in like a hammer motion and just slam them down, like creating like a shockwave going forward.
Okay, multi-attack. Got it. There's 4 of them. Your dex is 7.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 6, couple of column shifts. They're magical as well, though, so you're getting totally hosed. A multi-attack to try to whack all of them at once is good. You need an 18 or better.
Okay. I'm going to spend some hero points into this. I have 15 left. Forget about it. I'm just gonna spend 10 into it because better for the story.
Okay. You got it. Well, that brings you down to a 9 or better.
All right, and that will be put my results in. $15.
That's a hit. Sorry, I was just spacing out there for a second. Olympian, catch me back up to speed. What were you doing? You're getting multi-attack on all of them. And you hit them, and you had a 9, and you got a 15. Is what I heard.
Oh, I got an 8 and 7. So, yeah.
All right, that's 3 column shifts. Well, let me see what they've got for protection. Not enough. Yeah, you smash them all, and truly they are magical creatures because they, as you obliterate them, they disappear in smoke and brimstone and leave an acrid smell in the air. They do have a radiating ice cold that comes off of them. And what's your body with your skin armor and all that?
My body is an 8. My skin armor is a 6.
Okay, so that brings you up to a 14. Okay, it's a long shot that you will take damage from there. And they got a 15, which is what they needed. Their effect value is that. Yeah, not a chance. Nope. The cold, the arcane cold that radiates off of them affects you not.
First off, Olympian is going to go to Mettle first before he goes over to. I believe that the knight is knocked out, right?
You can't see him from where you're standing, but I imagine a quick giving yourself some height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To get at that second floor level that you can see. Yeah, he is smashed through the hall into what appears to be a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the hall, and in his black armor and red cloak. Yeah, and he appears to be out.
He is going to go over to Mettle. He's like, Mettle, you okay?
Mettle is out for about another minute and a half.
He is going to gently pick her up, put her right next to like the stairs, and then go to the paladin, and basically like just pick him up. See it? Well, do you have the spear on him?
He does not. He has his armor, his shield, and this mace. And the lance is as the librarian explained it, it's not like a complete full lance.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ancient tip of a spear. Like to use it as a weapon, you would have to fashion it onto something. Because you're looking for some type of. I just drew a. Let's see. This is a good enough picture for it. That's what it looks like. And this end would be fitted onto some shaft or whatever, but in itself is an evil artifact. It is not on his person.
Oh, my bad. He is going to first strip him of his armor if he can.
You cannot.
Okay, that's good.
The cold burns your fingers, and yeah, it's not coming off. Like you can't even lift the helm to see his face. It's magically bonded in some form, and the longer you handle him, the more nauseous you get. Down the hall to one direction on the second level, you hear a piercing shriek, a howl in anguish.
And you'll just you'll hear basically, my bad, my Discord is blowing up. You'll hear Olympian shake his head. He's like, now what? As basically he will grab the knight and he will like is there anything metal around here? Even if it's just bed rails.
Yeah, I imagine you can get some metal out of the bed frame.
Yeah, he
and that's clearly visible because the paladin has already smashed it for you.
He wraps like multiple around him and just like kind of put him like off to the side next to Metal. So when she wakes up, she's like, "Oh, I have a surprise." They probably punch him if she wants to. She is well in his right to like just like give him an extra punch in the face. But like he puts the paladin right down and he goes looking for the spear that may be in the direction of this another shriek as he shakes his head and he is cursing along the way of like, I really need Pervog and all the other sorcerers on this because I hate magic.
Down at the end of the hall where the voice came from is an open entry into a large dining room. There is, what do we got here? Flickering candles on the floor. You've seen this hanging out with Mr. Zuzu and the librarian now way too often. There's clearly some magical circle etched on the floor. There's smoking candles around it. And there is an inert form, appears to be a woman in the middle of the circle. And there's a dagger on the ground next in the middle of the circle.
Is she appears to be like in the middle of like worship or prayer or something?
She appears to be unconscious.
And he'll kind of like go over there to her and like check on her.
Okay, you get icy, chilly prickles on your flesh.
Well, you don't
and,
like that.
And as you get closer, you can tell that the blade on the ground is stained in blood, and there is a big pool of blood underneath the inert form of this woman.
He'll try
I've only got a 2-minute turnaround between when I get killed and when I get up again. Just let me know when that is, because I'm like,
Yep. That's now. It is now.
Okay.
Yep.
So is the Black Paladin still lying there?
Black Paladin is lying where Olympian left him.
So he has a misunderstanding that mace is his. It's going into orbit. I'm sending it into orbit.
Okay. Goes right through the roof. And you hear a voice like over your shoulder. Why? And it's a silky female voice goes, why would you do something such as that?
You going next?
And let's see what you're looking at here from
Olympian, didn't you see me trying to do this the good way? Didn't you see me trying to negotiate?
And
You
basically,
don't,
Olympia will look
you
back,
don't see Olympian. He's down in the hall.
but
in the
he can probably
dining
hear
room.
like the smashing of
Sure.
like something going through the roof. They'll probably be like, Metal's awake.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got that. Where's your powers?
And for point of reference, I get a sonic boom out of that because it left at Mach 2.
Okay, what's your intelligence?
Oh, let's see. Intelligence.
Oh no,
7.
let's make this interesting. No, what's your influence?
Influence is also 7. Metal has a lot of 7s.
Got you. Okay. 10 versus 7. What does she have for hero points? She does not have as many. Okay. 9 or better. A 9, exactly. Effect value of 8. What's your mind?
Mind is 5. Spirit is 4.
It is a mental attack.
Okay.
Magical in origin.
Okay.
No column shifts. Manages to get 3 points of
Okay.
mind control on you. I think that's enough to. She's asking you to call it back.
This is the power control. Is that right?
That sounds right. It's the mental power. Just her being magical. Her acting value and opposing value is equal. Still mental.
So it says the RAPs need to be in excess of my mind. That shouldn't be enough to put me under control at this point. And I'm just reading the control power. If you're doing something different, let me know. Okay.
Nope. Dictate all the opponent's actions. Yeah, that's exactly. So not enough, but very close to manipulating you.
Yes. This happened to me once before. It led to a generator failure. Someone's behind me?
Yes. And it's the smoky sensual form of Zecula DeMarco. You may not have met her. She was the succubus that was imprisoned at the Avery Mansion and was able to escape when Dr. Clinton Avery died.
So she's got like some type of a smoke form. She's not particularly physical?
That is correct.
You said, I'm sorry, you warbled a little bit. You said she's kind of smoky. She's not physical?
That is correct.
I am going to.
And we might as well roll initiative.
Yep.
And you can tell me what you're doing, because now we're squaring off in combat.
Yep.
She has no hero points to spend at this point. Her total is 28.
My total is 31.
Okay. So you get to act first. And she's looking at you with a perturbed.
I form a giant fan out of a length of chain, maybe 8 feet across, and I spin it at her. So it's coming at her like a propeller blade.
Okay. Her dex is 8.
Okay. My acting value is 11. I have rolled a 9.
Okay, you just hit with no column shifts. Okay, her total resistance value is 12. And your effect value?
11.
Ooh, 3 points of damage. Yep, she shrieks.
I tried to be
touched
nice.
her. You touched her. She's like, and what were you using? Chain?
I took a length
She
of chain.
hisses at the.
Yep. Sorry, I use my magnetic.
She hisses at the.
Yep. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm talking over you. Please say again.
Hisses at the touch of steel or iron or whatever is in chain. That I don't know the difference between steel and iron. Iron is an element. Steel is forged.
Iron is it's a raw element. Steel is a thing that you combine with iron. There's about 100 kinds of steel, right? But they all are
great. Okay.
Iron. Yeah.
Okay, so there's enough iron in there that scalds her like a cat.
Okay.
Getting water splashed on her. Yeah. So is it the blow or is it the material? Who knows? What is she going to do in response? She's going to disappear into a completely smoky form. She didn't like that at all. What are you doing next?
I'm going to follow Olympian into the other room, basically where he's disappeared to, found the bleeding woman.
He's upstairs, down the hall.
Okay.
And that's where you find Olympian.
Olympian, you know anything about a woman made of smoke, mind control powers?
Sounds too close to me like a and he'll kind of shudder because he hates magic and all things mythical. Sounds like a succubus the way that you described that.
Well, they can be hurt.
Oh, good. We have to this young lady, he's going to check to see if she still alive or anything.
She is not.
He's going to hang his head.
She's been stabbed in the chest, pierced her heart, and her face seems altered in somewhere. Like it's easy to see it like a deformity in someone's face. It's like her features have been shoved a bit.
Monsters.
Like if someone had put your hand in your face and kind of smushed it aside. It looks like that is the impression you get.
Olympia will get up and then he'll look around and be like, there are people down there on the other floor that were being controlled like puppets. We need to check up on them, but we also need to look for that spear if it's anywhere, that spearhead if it's anywhere near around here, the Lance.
Yeah, true. He had this mace. I decided I didn't like it. I'll send the spear up there too if you want it. Do we want it in orbit?
I think mystical artifacts like that, since we have a place where we can keep it, we keep it there.
This lance that you're looking for is nowhere to be found. You're not seeing it.
I don't know. We don't seem to be all that good at locking the doors.
Yeah, you are correct in that. It seems like the spearhead is not here. So the last option would be the last person we can go after, and that would be the succubus. But for right now, I call this, even though it's the loss of life, but I call this a win since we have the Black Paladin.
The Black Paladin is, you got him down unconscious on the floor, down in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with him, though?
Well, maybe we could talk to the good professor. Anything that can lock him down and probably give him another nice, cozy prison cell with, his other, Rune Star.
You hear the voice of Zekula. It sounds like it's coming from, she must be standing right over the unconscious form of the Black Paladin, because that sounds where she's coming from, and she's screaming very loudly that the vessel is imperfect. The vessel isn't perfect. It needs to be perfect. My love. And she seems to be yelling at the unconscious form of the Black Paladin, What you brought me will not work. We need something powerful that can hold my form. Awake, rise, we must seek.
Yeah, Olympia is going to like charge and like kind of go in there and like kind of grab the Black Paladin and be like, no, we're not having none of that, no more.
And before you can get your hands on them, she's bending over and she's clutching onto the shoulders of the Black Paladin while she was shaking him and saying this. And as you're coming in, she gives you a gleam in her eye, and not only herself but the Black Paladin melt into a misty smoke, and you are grasping
and
at smoke.
At that point, Olympian will let out a roar of like he has usually been calm and composed like this whole time, as he'll scream like "damn it!" and he'll just
Olympian,
smash that, yeah.
Olympian, you're gonna want to leave the building now.
And
you're gonna want to leave the building now.
He'll nod and he'll get the unconscious people out.
The whole building comes down. The outbuildings, the foundation, the roof, the whole thing is being smashed flat. The mansion.
Okay. So, I don't know how long that's going to take.
Couple of minutes. Take me a little while.
Well, it's a mansion. I'm looking at a house that's got a body of 13. So let's just double. Well, no, we can't double it because that's not the way APs work. It's exponential.
Correct.
So we'll go 15. Got 15 APs a body. How long?
So that would take me 4 APs of time. Because I have 11 APs of power.
1 minute.
Yep.
That is. Yep. So there you go. That's metal in action. This was someone's house. It wasn't abandoned. It was lived in. There are a couple cars in the driveway. If there was anyone else in the house, whoops.
It's time to play nice, and it's
they're
time
gone.
to leave a message.
Okay. The house is destroyed. What is your folks' next move? The crows have dispersed as well. The crows that were being magically controlled or transformed, they're no longer around either.
First, Olympia is going to make sure those people are that he got out before it got smashed, like the unconscious people. He is going to call 911, and then he's going to look at Mettle and be like, our next move should be finding the succubus, and wherever the succubus is, the Black Paladin will be with them.
Don't you have a librarian buddy that's good at this back at the house?
I was thinking the same exact thing, yes.
See, I've discovered whenever you get these rich scumbags, people that think that they can do whatever they want, they've got something they care about, a military base, a black helicopter. Take it away. That's when they start making mistakes. But yeah, let's go back to the library, see what your guy has to say.
I'll wait for the ambulance to get here, and I'll head back then.
Okay. And the last you left the librarian, he was at the mansion, actually.
Right.
Okay. And Olympian, you're waiting?
Yes, because there's unconscious people here, and he's going to wait till he's going to tell them about it. Just going to wait till they get there.
I'll be there. I just won't be seen. I'll be a little, away.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be police, ambulance, and fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, police and ambulance, and then when the ambulance and police get there and see the destroyed house, then the fire department's going to be coming. Police, I guess they need to take a statement, who are these people, how'd you find them?
The Olympia will tell them this was a battle between two evildoers, one known as the succubus and one known as the Black Paladin, and they have full intention on not only just trying to destroy us, but the people within. And they tried to make that so.
You got any proper names, any addresses on these suspects that you're naming?
That will be your job to do, officer. You're very capable and good at your job.
And the EMTs are asking you, Olympian, what happened to these people? What's wrong with them? They seem to be like in some type of coma, but there doesn't appear to be anything really wrong with them.
They was used as puppets for the machinations of the succubus and the black paladin. Dark magic.
I don't know about succubuses. That's not in the medical journal. What am I exactly treating here?
I do not know, but I intend to make sure I find out any information that I can glean from this condition from my sources. I'll make sure that I come to the appropriate hospital and fill you in as much as possible.
Okay. We're going local. They're going someplace local. And they're loading them up. And the cops are looking at it as like, is this a crime scene? We got a crime scene? What if it's a pile of rubble? What do we do here? Are you sticking around for any of this?
He's going to stick around just for a little bit, and then he'll tell the police officers and them that he has work to do, and he is just going to shoot off in the air. He is going to head to the mansion, and he's going to look at the professor and be like, "Sir, you have a lot of work to do ahead of you."
He's really bummed that you didn't get the Lance.
There'll be a time, there will be a place where we'll be able to get it, but right now we need to find we need two things from you. One, to find a definite location of the succubus, because wherever the succubus is, Black Paladin will be in tow. And two, well, make that three. Two, find out what her real intentions is with the spear, and the lance, and what could possibly be her machinations. And three, we found people that was comatose and that was being used as puppets. I want to know more about their condition and how can it be broken. Can you do these three things? And if you need help,
his jaw kind of drops, like that's a lot.
I have a question that might be easier.
Sure, it's just a matter of time. I just don't know how much time it's going to take to go and do the research and to come up with these answers. I mean, I have the best books here. I got books at the library, but still, the amount of time.
We don't have that luxury.
Well, let me ask a slightly easier question first. I might be able to shortcut this a little bit. Is cold iron, steel? I just had an encounter with one of these badass bitches that I had the good luck of being able to use steel on, which seemed to work effectively. Is there something I should be carrying? Railroad spikes, sanctified nails? Is there something that's going to turn up the cold iron effect to the non-physicals?
Well, not that this has ever been proven. Of course, this is all metaphysical speculation. But I would imagine that the purer the iron, the better the effect. It is known that cold iron is antithetical to creatures of fairy.
So elemental iron is your guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Olympian, I think I know how to find them. It's going to require a field trip. Olympian?
And he will look.
So I'm trying to remember, was Olympian affected by vacuum?
You know that he has been working on that, and his powers has changed. He has sealed System 5.
Nice. So you will recall he had that really, really big nutcracker that he just knocked me across Cincinnati with. And I point up. I bet he wants it back.
Mm.
Hmm. So you're thinking his mace is orbiting Earth right now?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's gonna. I mean, without getting into orbital mechanics, it's gonna be in a low Earth orbit. We can get it back if you want it. We can make him come for it. You can stake it out. Hell, I could have it hit hard enough that anything that's normal metal, natural metal, is gonna deform into nothing. I don't know. You want a lure? You want a trap?
That could be a start. And he'll still look at the professor. That doesn't mean you off the hook, sir. You have to get to some work to do. And he will go up there and get that hammer. To get that mace.
Okay. You head up into low Earth orbit. Takes you a bit because
It takes hours, yeah.
it's small. And I guess eventually you see this black mace in orbit.
And he'll take his cape and wrap around it, and then he'll carry it back down.
Okay.
While he's doing that, because I think that takes hours, right?
Yeah. It's going to take hours.
I want to get some iron nails. I want to find a Catholic priest I can drop $100 on, and I want sanctified nails.
You're bringing the nails?
Yes, I'm getting iron nails. I'm taking them to a Catholic priest. I want sanctified nails.
All right. What's your influence again?
Oh my. Well, assuming I can find it has to be a male Catholic priest. I have a.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah. And I'm not gonna get any finer grain than that.
Yeah, my influence is 7. I get a column shift in my favor because of attractive.
Okay. 5 or better, and you can find a priest willing to do this for you.
Yep. Good, because I rolled a 5, which was terrible. So okay, sanctified nails it is.
Mm-hmm. It takes $200.
Okay.
Yes, since you just rolled the number, not 100, it takes 200. A donation. Oh, you're a donation to the the Orphans and Widows Fund.
Sure.
For the homeless.
Well, I generally work with the jobless, but we can work with the homeless today. Sounds good. You recall Mettle has her charity she's been funding by shaking down a corrupt mayor with her jobs program. But yes.
Yes.
Also shaking down some gangs, I believe. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
So, okay, that's taken care of. What next?
Well, being that this takes hours, we'll see if our guy can give us any idea how these people travel. If she just disappears into mist, is this something that is she off in another dimension? Does she have to stay on Earth?
Okay, so he's researched in looking into succubi, and also her name is Zecula DeMarco.
Yep.
And you were at the DeMarco mansion.
Shame about that place.
So she's got a long bloodline. She was known as the Black Witch, Lady of Crows, and a French French noble. Her fate was accused of witchcraft and all sorts of debauchery, and before the authorities could bring her back to justice, and this is like 14 something or 13. Let's go further back, like 1215, early France history. And she slew herself by her own hand before they could burn her at the stake and make her pay for her foul deeds. And the legends are that she has appeared again and again in different forms throughout the ages, um, possessing women and rising to power and manipulating men and people of power through her magic, and that possessing a body, a vessel, is necessary for her to maintain physical presence on Earth. That if she doesn't have one, there's some time limit or whatever, like in 7 days, if she doesn't inhabit and possess a living soul, that she would be returned to hell, which she doesn't want to do. She likes living as a powerful demon on Earth, which she's been trying to do for whatever hundreds and hundreds of years. And from their interaction, it seems that Zecula and the Black Paladin have history.
I'm getting that, yeah.
So who this Black Paladin character is, he does not know at this point. So that's what he knows about DeMarco and her background and what she is and where she came from.
Hey, Olympian, I got someone I want you to meet. The guy's name is James Santavi. Amongst other things, he's been possessed by a demon.
Olympian will head back down after he get done with his search.
Back to the Avery Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he'll be like, what?
So before we met and all of that, I had a problem with a guy who was possessed by a demon. He was a corrupt cop to start with, and we kind of depossessed him. It was all horrible and all that. It strikes me that your friend the succubus there needs to possess a body.
Mm.
And matter of fact, it was this guy who came up with a ritual to depossess James Santavi.
Nope. He came up. No, that's not what happened.
Oh, okay.
It's when you banished Wotan, Afro Voodoo had him in his grips, and they both disappeared. And so Santavi was left with not being possessed because the possessing spirit had vanished with Wotan.
Right. It was the other guy that did it. Well, okay. Nuts. All right. Just a thought.
But, what residue of corruption still lingers on him? Who knows? I don't know. But what were you thinking? What were you thinking of using him for?
Well, as someone who's been possessed, and we got a couple of crazy rituals, and yeah, it took was it Afro, whatever his name was?
Voodoo. I settled on Voodoo because I had a bad name for it at first.
Okay.
So Voodoo is what we're going with.
It struck me that
he's a Ghost Rider figure.
It struck me that this is a guy who was possessed for a while and might have some knowledge on the topic. But if that's a dead hole, it's a dead hole.
Mm-hmm. I mean, before his possession was involuntary,
right?
And before that, he was and still is a corrupt cop. He was kind of unwillingly possessed. The reason was in the librarian can fill you in on the details of this, is that the original possessing the original body that was possessed must have been killed. James Santavi was present, and so the possessing spirit just latched onto him because he was the only person available at that time. Much like the succubus, if it didn't have a vessel to latch on in 7 days, it will vanish from the material plane. So it must be something like that.
So the succubus, the Lady of Crows there, has some association with, her now destroyed family home. I got a plain old detective skill. I want to see if I can track her back to other physical places.
In the immediate time frame, the only thing that you are able to uncover is that the those that were the current owners of the DeMarco mansion
Mhm.
are missing, are reported missing. Their whereabouts are unknown. They're wealthy, something like the Campbells or something. They're wealthy people, like wealthy philanthropists. No background of anything untoward, but they did. They own the mansion. They're not related to the DeMarcos. It doesn't seem apparent, but they've been reported missing. Interestingly enough, they've been missing since the raid on the Ward farm. That their date of going missing seems to line up with that. And the Ward farm is where you guys pounce on the Black Enchantress and her yellow sign cultists.
We want to track them down. What are your thoughts? You got another way at them?
How about this? Some of the pictures of these people, what was this couple's name? I'll just come up with a name. Harold and Rosalind Campbell. And the only reason, it's not that they've been reported missing. Here it is. It was a gossip piece for it was called A Dinner with Genius. Dinner with Genius is held every year by the Capital City Association for the Betterment of Children, and all proceeds go to their scholarship fund. Blah, blah, blah. Preferring at the dinner were past recipients of scholarships: Lauren Kay, a future Mozart; Andrew Washington, next Einstein; Jose Diego, a Shakespeare in the making. All their performances were both inspired and inspirational, particularly because of the youth of their creators. Of course, the food was scrumptious. 50 of Capital City's notables was attended, and the guest list was a who's who of our most admired philanthropists. Conspicuously absent were Harold and Rosalind Campbell, who had been staunch supporters in the past. But the consensus among the attendees was that they must be on one of their well-known spur-of-the-moment vacations. And there's pictures of them, and you recognize them as a couple of cultists that were at the Ward farm, assisting the Black Enchantress.
Oh, cultists.
So they, if they were at the Ward farm at that ritual, they are buried beneath tons of rubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cultists that were down there were buried with the collapse. But if they were yellow sign cultists, and the librarian's uncovering that this DeMarco mansion has a history of being haunted and having, crazy murders happening and suicides and stuff. The house has kind of a shady background, and these are wealthy people. I don't know. It seems like they had a secret life as yellow sign cultists.
So the yellow cultists, the cult themselves, they have Facebook pages, 1-800 numbers. How hidden are they? Let's see if we can dig up the cult themselves.
Very obscure. Yeah, there's nothing contemporary on them. They don't have chapters, or there's any support groups or anything that may be masquerading, I guess, as yellow sign cultists. You've seen the sign, the emblem. It was carved on some of their, on the doors and stuff when you were with Mr. Zuzu at that old folks home. And some of them do have it tattooed on the inside of their arms and stuff. But other than that, you don't know anything about the yellow sign cultists.
I'm going to do a Google image search for that, for the sign.
Nothing.
Okay.
The librarian's your best source on.
Okay. We'll give him a chance to work.
He's just, there's not much on the yellow sign.
Well, that was what I had to try, Olympian. I don't know what you've got.
I'm patient. I'm going to let this good doctor work. We have the mace, so we can be able to use for a lure for a trap. Right now, I believe that we play the waiting game.
Well, that means they're going to try and ambush us. Wasn't there something about a vault?
Well, the librarian is afraid that they're gonna be continuing on what they were doing.
I know, I'm with him. So didn't we have a vault inside this house that was in another dimension that was super extra sealed?
Yes, and Perlvog got it open, and he's not around.
Yeah, is it currently open or currently closed?
It's currently closed, yeah. The opening is in the study. It gets revealed in the study. It's in the wall behind his desk. On the other side of that wall, if you go to the other side of that wall, it's Dr. Avery's bedroom. It's truly magical. It's not like a secret place in the house. It definitely is a Diamond, I didn't quite catch that. Are you saying we're running out of time this evening? Ooh, I lost
Yeah, I saw something. It disappeared before I could catch it. 1 second.
He's got to duck out. Yeah. Okay. So we can come to the end of the session here.
Okay.
So what's our strategy here? Let's see. What is the librarian's concerned that they're, obviously they're looking for this vessel.
So I don't know why they want the spear. They must want it for a reason.
The spear is what is used to complete the transformation. It's powerful enough that it will be able to allow Zecula to complete the possession.
And they require a perfect vessel, and the last one wasn't good enough.
That is correct.
Because she was bitching the vessel wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, she is a very powerful magical creature.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps what the Black Paladin is bringing to her is not strong enough material magically.
So there has to be someone or some type of criteria that's going to make for the perfect vessel. I don't know who the girl who was stabbed and left for dead was, but if they're looking for a perfect vessel and they haven't found her at a local community college, there has to be criteria. What makes someone perfect? Is it a spellcaster, the right shade of blue eyes? I think I should be able to.
Do we have someone? Do we know of anyone? Do you know of any, for lack of a better term, enhanced entities practiced in magic or steeped in magic or imbued with magic? Someone like that who had a strong magical connection would be most desirable. She is a vain person too, so nothing in her history says that she's ever possessed a male. So that limits it to a female. She'll be looking for someone
So I will make my
female and is somehow human but soaked in magic.
So that is someone that it sounds like they should be trackable, right? Enhanced entities all make the news. And if worst case, we call the FBEE, because whoever's soaked in magic is going to be, you still there, Jay? Jay, I've lost you. Jay, you there? I can see you, and I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, somehow I bounced myself out of the meeting.
Okay.
But
you're weirdly looking straight down at me now. Okay, good.
I know, right? It's pretty uncomfortable.
So trying to research up who the perfect target is the whole bit for detective work, right? Let's find out what it is they've been looking for. It has to be someone attractive. It has to be someone with magical powers. There's only so many places they can be going.
It hasn't popped into your head yet.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is my plan is to do some research on this. Go talk to our non-friends at the FBE if we need to. Also, and I know
you have a smoking hot target that you're overlooking.
The girl who lives at the house that owns the house.
Donna Hannah.
Yes, yeah. I thought about her. Is she still here physically?
She's on campus. She left the house and is living on campus at Capital City University. Capital City State University.
Right. Got to keep the colleges straight.
Mm-hmm.
Which does sound like about perfect. So the plan is we got to go see her first because that's likely where they're going.
Okay. We're going to go visit Donna Hannah on our next episode in 2 weeks.
All right. Good to have a game again, brother. Good to see you again.
Yes, it's very nice to have a game again. I'm very psyched. So, I'm still working on that third hero. And we'll have one sooner or later, I'm sure.
I sent you a power in headquarters just from one of my homebrew ones called Flesh Manipulation, just because I thought you might enjoy reading it.
Oh, good. That made me good with what Zekula's doing, huh? Smushing faces, rearranging, transforming people. Nice. Thank you very much for that. 2 weeks. Look forward to it.
Talk to you then.